What is up everyone, Mike here, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year, welcome to 2021, I hope it's going better for you than 2020 was for a lot of people. I wanted to do a video today, and this was inspired by a comment on one of my other videos where I was unboxing Pokemon cards that said I could listen to Radio Mike talk about Pokemon for hours, and thank you for your comment. Because of that, I wanted to do a video that I've actually been wanting to do for a long time, which is me talking about my top 10 Generation 1 Pokemon. This is for all the Gen 1ers out there. This is for all the people that played Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Stadium, Fire Red and Leaf Green. This is my top 10 original Pokemon. That means Bulbasaur to Mew. Number 1 to number 151 from the original games. Before I get started, please subscribe to my channel. I am on, at the time of recording this, I'm on 599 subscribers. Get me to 600. One of you that's not subscribed, just tick me over to 600. Two of you get me to 601. I really want to grow this channel this year. I do all kinds of pop culture content, and I also do my podcast on here as well. But enough said, let's get into the top 10. So first I want to just put out the criteria. I am not basing this on any competitive viability in the competitive Pokemon scene. I am not doing it on any kind of stats or strength or any characteristics of them like that. This is literally just me, my thoughts, my opinions, what I think, and it's essentially just the ones that I think are the coolest designs, the one that look the coolest out of all of them. So I might leave out some that you think are shoo-ins, they might not be in the list. That's okay, you can have your opinion. Actually, let me know yours down below in the comments, but mine might be different to yours. Just hear me out, this video is just a bit of fun, enjoy it. Let's start with number 10. Okay, so number 10, my 10th favorite of 10 original Pokemon is Rapidash. Why is it Rapidash? All right, look at Rapidash for 1 second for me. Look at him. Look at this majestic being. It's a flaming unicorn. Rapidash is a unicorn with fire as its mane. Mane? I think horses have manes. This is one of the coolest designs. It's very elegant. It's very you know, you can see its strength, you can see how cool Rapidash is. I just think it's awesome. It evolves from Ponyta, the little fire horse, and then bam, you get a horn, you're a unicorn, flaming mane, you can run really fast, fire attacks. They remade it, they did a Galarian form in the new versions of Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Galarian Rapidash, which is a more unicorn, more kind of rainbow unicorn vibe, where it's I think it's psychic and fairy type, and it's a bit more rainbow and colorful, but I don't like it at all. Do not like it. OG Rapidash is where it is at. Look at this guy. You want to be... And the coolest part about Rapidash is it can change whether its fire burns the rider or not. So if the Rapidash trusts you, it will not burn you while you ride it. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty intelligent. I think that's pretty awesome. And that is why I think Rapidash is one of the 10 best Generation 1 Pokemon, over to number 9. Okay, I reckon number 9 is going to be actually controversial. I don't think people are going to like this, but I want you to hear me out. Because number 9 of the coolest design Generation 1 Pokemon, in no doubt in my mind, this guy has to be up here. It's Arbok. Alright, Arbok gets a really bad rap because in the show, he's with Team Rocket, he's Jesse's Pokemon from Team Rocket, and they lose every battle because Team Rocket sort of has to lose every battle. Team Rocket can't win in the show, otherwise Ash loses and Ash has to win. So Arbok was a bit of a punching bag for the series for a long time. It made a lot of people hate Arbok. A lot of people didn't want to see Arbok win. But, mate, look at this guy. Poison type. Look at how scary this is. He's awesome. He's a giant purple snake with an evil face on his chest. If you were even close to this in real life, you would freak the fuck out. It can poison you. It can toxic poison you. It's purple. He's massive. He evolves from Ekans, just a normal snake. His name is Cobra, spelt backwards. I think Arbok is such a sick design. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten an evolution or a mega evolution over the years. Poison typing, just smashes all over any grass types. Arbok is so cool. He's so scary. He's so badass. A lot of people just didn't like Arbok and Weezing. I also like Weezing. Honorable mention for Weezing. I think Weezing is just a ball of gas. A smoking ball of gas. I think that's sick. I really like poison Pokemon. I think they're very underrated. and they're often very cool in their designs. Poison Pokemon are very cool. Arbok is the OG poison Pokemon. They've done other snake Pokemon over time. Scyther, I believe, was the next one in Generation 3. Also very cool. A lot of people thought Scyther was the evolution of Arbok. It is not. And from there, I think they also did Superior in Generation 5, which was a grass-type snake. And there's probably been a few more over time. Arbok, OG snake Pokemon, awesome, badass, would kill you, but would be your best bud and poison everyone for you if you caught him. That's why Arbok's number 9. Number 8. I actually did think pretty hard about this list because there are a lot of really great and nostalgic OG designs in the original Pokemon series. And, well, I've got to say, this next one I think is really cool because number 8 is Lapras, the ice and water type Pokemon, based on the Loch Ness Monster. I think this is awesome. The original working title, I guess, for Lapras was Ness. It was just supposed to be the Loch Ness Monster. Lapras was literally a mythical real-life beast, right? I think it's sick. It's a water ice sea monster. It's essentially a plesiosaurus. He's got a horn on his head. Whatever you want to call it. Blue plesiosaurus that can shoot ice beams at you, can manipulate water, can essentially waterbend like in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Lapras would be awesome. And if you were like in a lake swimming with your friends and this popped its head out, right? This thing popped its head out, you would freak the fuck out. And of course you would tell people that what you saw. And of course people wouldn't believe you, right? And that's how the Loch Ness Monster started. That's how that myth started, because someone saw something in the water and this is based on that. I think it's awesome. They're actually like, a lot of Pokemon do have really cool origin stories like this, and I think Lapras is just a really nice nod to a real world kind of cool myth. Like, it's based on the Loch Ness Monster and other sea monsters, and I think that's cool. Really surprised it doesn't have a pre-evolution, like a baby Lapras, and I reckon it should have had a Mega Evolution, or like I think it has a Dynamax in the new series, but Lapras is just one of the coolest original Pokemon. It was really rare in the first few games, like it was really hard to find one and catch one, but when you did, you knew it was, you felt awesome because you had a Lapras. Like, it was really rare. I guess it's supposed to be rare because it's like based on the Loch Ness Monster. You're not just supposed to see a Lapras, but Lapras is awesome. He's number 8. Let's go on to number 7. Again, this list was really hard to put together, and I'm sure if you asked me on another day, a lot of these would change position, but number 7, wow, I really like this next dude. I really think this next dude would totally have your back in a battle, specifically a Pokemon battle, but also probably a fight if someone wanted to fight you. And that is my best boy and one of my favorite Pokemon ever, Jolteon. Okay, Jolteon. Jolteon is sick. So there's 3 original evolutions that evolved from Eevee. Vaporeon, the water type, Flareon, the fire type, Jolteon, the electric type. Vaporeon never did it for me. That mermaid tail never really did it for me. Like, Vaporeon's cool, whatever. Flareon, too cute. Too cute and fluffy. Looks a lot like Eevee on fire. That's cool if you're into that, but Jolteon, look how spiky he is. Look at him, he's spiky. He zigzags like electricity, and that's what he does. He shoots electricity. Jolteon is so cool. Like, I like a lot of the Eevee evolutions. Like, I really like Espeon and Umbreon from Gen 2. I really like Leafeon. I really like Glaceon. Vaporeon and Flareon never quite did it for me. Jolteon, though, he's fast. He's one of the fastest Pokemon. He has one of the fastest base stats in the entire series. He's incredibly fast. Electricity, special attack stat, just awesome. Jolteon is so cool in its design. The spikes, Vaporeon was very, I feel beautiful. Flareon very cute. Jolteon is the badass of the original evolutions. He's like the badass, the moody, angsty teenager kind of one. Love me some Jolteon. Let's go on to number 6. All right, it is getting harder and harder to narrow these down, and I think number 6, and people are probably going to be really pissed off at me for putting this one here, but number 6 for me, and yes, he is on the list, it's Charizard. Okay, I know most of you would say that Charizard is your number 1, like, oh, you gotta start with Charmander, he's the coolest, he's got a fire tail, Charizard's the best one. Well, I never thought Charizard was the best one. I think Charizard is an awesome design. it is an iconic Pokemon. Like, it is probably like one of the most iconic Pokemon, and generally like a lot of the iconic Pokemon go into Super Smash Bros. As playable characters. Charizard's in there, Pikachu's in there, maybe some other ones on this list might be in there, I don't know. Well, I do, but I'm not going to tell you now, you have to keep watching. Charizard is iconic. He's a dragon, but he's not dragon type, he's fire flying, even though he... Out of the only dragon-type Pokemon, Dragonite in Gen 1 and Charizard definitely suits the dragon-type way more. Fire flying, and this guy has been done to death. He got 2 Mega Evolutions in X and Y. I'm pretty sure he's got a Dynamax or a Gigantamax or whatever the hell they call them. Charizard is absolutely sick. He's an absolute classic. The Charmander line is iconic. They are awesome. Flamethrower, Fire Blast. He's a main character in a lot of the show, and in the movies he comes to save the day for Ash in the 3rd Pokemon movie, which I thought was really, really awesome. Charizard is an iconic Pokemon, is a beloved Pokemon, is a really great, slick, edgy design. The Charmander line as an evolution line really feels very natural, like that's exactly how it would go. I think a lot of the early Gen 1 Pokemon do have these really natural feels to their evolution lines, whereas I feel like later they started feeling a bit more weird. So Charizard, great get, let's continue. Okay, we now hit the top 5, we are halfway through here. Top 5 Pokemon from Generation 1, and all the Charizard people who love Charizard and started with Charmander in the original games are definitely going to hate me for this because, well, my number 5 is maybe a bit of a cheat, but for me, it is the entire Squirtle evolution line. I'll put Blastoise as the placeholder, but really, I was always a Squirtle boy. While all the other kids at school were playing Charmander, I always went Squirtle. I just love the design of Squirtle. He's a little turtle. He's a squirting turtle. Not in the way you might think, but he's a water turtle. He evolves into Wartortle, who is like, you know, the adolescent version of Squirtle, and then he becomes Blastoise, this massive tank, this defensive tank with literally cannons, metal cannons, coming off the side of his shell. Blastoise is sick and literally would kick Charizard's ass. Like, he's a water type, water beats fire. Charizard would not stand a chance against Blastoise. A lot of people say, oh, you know, Bulbasaur is the easiest starter to start with because Brock, the first gym leader, is rock type, Misty is grass type, so Bulbasaur is strong against both of them. And then Squirtle's the next easiest because you start with Brock and then you have water, so it's pretty easy. And Charmander's the hardest, but I don't care about that. Squirtle is objectively the best starter. He's awesome in Super Smash Bros. Wartortle is the awesomest middle evolution. Blastoise is just amazing. He got a Mega. He's got a Mega. He has a Dynamax. And I just think Blastoise is absolutely sick. I think the Squirtle squad from the show was absolutely amazing. I really, really like the Squirtle line, and I really like water Pokemon, and I think that Blastoise is better than Charizard. Whatever, fight me. Don't dislike the video because of that. Unfortunately, and I do really like Bulbasaur, he is one of my boys, but Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur did not make it into this list. But I will say that Ivysaur, since their appearance in Super Smash Bros., is definitely number 11 on this list. Ivysaur is so cool. He's great. He's my favorite character in Smash Bros. So Ivysaur, honorable mention. Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise, you are tied for number 5. Let's do number 4. Number 4 is another semi-cheat kind of one, and I hope people appreciate these guys as much as I do, because number 4 of Generation 1 is a tie between Cubone and Marowak, or just the Cubone evolution line. Why do I think these guys are so cool? Because these guys were one of the only times in the games where there was an established lore behind the Pokemon and how they behave. I loved the story of Cubone, who I believe in Japanese, or either the Japanese name or the working name was just Orphan. The whole lore behind Cubone having the skull on its head is that it's wearing the skull of its dead mother, which is so morbid and so sad, and it grows into it and becomes a Marowak in time. And that story in the original Pokemon games where the ghost is haunting the Pokemon Tower, you use the Sylph Scope, it turns out to be a Marowak, the mother of a Cubone. I just think that is amazing. It's a very heartfelt Pokemon story, and I just always thought their designs were sick. They're like little lizards that carry around bones and wear skulls on their head. And Marowak has a unique attack in Bone Meringue where it can throw bones at people. I just thought that I really did always think that the story of these Pokemon was really, really fascinating, really heartfelt, and just generally very nice. And I just kind of thought that being able to tell stories through the Pokemon was really showcased originally with these characters, and that's why I've always really, really liked them. All right, number 3, onward to number 1. Number 3, well, I guess I'll give you a clue for number 3. Who you gonna call? Yeah, because you'd call Ghostbusters if you saw this guy. And no, people are gonna hate me for this as well. It is not Gengar. The Pokemon that I think is the best designed ghost Pokemon of all time, and my third favorite Generation 1 Pokemon, has got to be Haunter. I know Gengar people are going to hate this, but look at Gengar. Gengar is just a fat, purple ghost. Like, he's got a big, creepy smile, cool, but Gengar is actually not that cool. Gengar is also not that scary. Like, he's humanoid-ish in shape. Haunter, flying head with 2 massive hands. Haunter is horrific. Haunter is terrifying. His name is literally Haunter. I think Haunter is way scarier than Gengar. I get that Gengar, it comes from doppelganger, like Gengar, and he's supposed to be like your shadow and follow you around, but Haunter is way scarier and just way cooler in design. He's spiky, he's got floating limbs, he evolves from Ghastly, who's just a flying ball of gas, and then he becomes Haunter, like with the hands. And I actually think it's cool that they're ghost poison because it fits in with the idea that they're actually just gas. Like, I really, really like Haunter. I think he's better than Gengar. Gengar would definitely be in the top 20, but Haunter is one of my favorite designs of all time, which is why he is part of the top 3 today. Okay, top 2. I bet you're probably thinking who it is. Number 2 is every kid's favorite Pokemon of all time. There is no doubt in my mind that a lot of you really liked this Pokemon growing up. And that Pokemon's name is Scyther. I don't even think I need to say more about Scyther. Look at Scyther. He literally has 2 scythes for arms. He doesn't have hands, he just has scythes. Everything he does is just chopping stuff. Every time, if you went to shake his hand, he'd chop your hand off. He can chop down trees, he just chops. That's his whole life. Razor sharp knives. He's basically Edward Scissorhands. Scyther is essentially Edward Scissorhands. Razor sharp knives as hands, pretty much. Scythes. You know which other fictional character wields scythes? The Grim Reaper, the guy that kills you. The guy that comes to kill you when you die uses a scythe. Scythe. Scythe means death. The scythe represents death. He might as well be called Deather. Scyther is a sick design. He's slick. He is awesome. He is a bug flying type, not the strongest typing, but like, look at him. He's fast. He's physically very strong. I love Scyther. I think Scyther is just one of the coolest design Pokemon. He evolves into Scizor, and this is my favorite part about Scyther. Scizor and Scyther have the exact same base stats. Usually when a Pokemon evolves, it gains like 100 to maybe even 200 base stats. Scyther and Scizor have the same, which means they are the same base level of strength, which means that evolving a Scyther into Scizor isn't necessarily making it stronger, it's just changing its type and move pool. I think that's very cool. It's a massive power move from Scyther to be like, I don't actually care if I evolve, I've got the same strength as my evolution. That's very badass. But Scyther is not my number 1. No, my number 1 has got to be, and I don't think there's any question about this for me. Over a long time, this has slowly just become my favorite Pokemon from Gen 1 for a lot of reasons. And the name of that Pokemon is Mewtwo. Okay, why do I like Mewtwo? I like Mewtwo for so many reasons, but I think the main reason I like Mewtwo was because he is such an amazing character in that first Pokemon movie, and he represents so much about the philosophy of life. Existentialism, nihilism, all these themes of identity, questioning who you are, questioning your purpose, questioning the meaning of your life. All of this in a children's game is pretty cool. In a children's movie is pretty cool. Mewtwo is an absolute classic. He is like an introduction to existentialist philosophy, and I always thought that was so cool. Mewtwo literally was just created by scientists who wanted to use him to make a really powerful Pokemon. He was created for someone else's purpose, and then he had to find his own purpose when he realized that he was never supposed to exist. I think that Mewtwo is really allegorical to real life and who we all are. I know that's very philosophical for a children's franchise, but I actually think that Mewtwo is just such an amazing philosophical character. And is such an interesting character study if you look into it a lot. And I also like that Mewtwo is a human-created Pokemon. Like, he was created. It was created. It's not like a naturally existing thing. It was a created thing, and that's why it struggles so much with its existence. It's almost like artificial intelligence and all of those kinds of things where, you know, beings question their existence, and I really like Mewtwo. Not to mention his design is just awesome. He's this really cool mutant alien cat thing. He's got a big ass tail. He's in Super Smash Bros. As well because he's #iconic. And generally, I don't think there's been a legendary Pokemon in the games that has ever kind of matched the way I've responded to Mewtwo as a character. Not so much as a design, but this is possibly one of the only Pokemon that has such a defined character. And I think that's awesome. So that is why Mewtwo is, without a doubt, my favorite Generation 1 Pokemon. So thank you for watching. I would love to know yours. Pop them down below. If you want my next 10, which I've kind of hinted at, like the top 20, I will do another video. Or if you want me to do Generation 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if you want me to do all the gens, I definitely will do that as well. Or if you want me to do any other like ranking videos like this, let me know in the comments. I want to put videos out almost every weekday in 2021. That is my goal. Please subscribe, comment, thumbs up if you like my videos. That'd be absolutely awesome because I really want to grow here. Check out my podcast as well. My name has been Radio Mike. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in a video very soon. Poke on Pokemon.
But I went to run my hand through your hair and I noticed you were attached to string. You were a puppet this whole time, you were attached to string.